Morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Oh, y'all can do better than that. Come on now. That's like the best meh I've ever heard. Um, we do have a pretty full house today, so if y'all could squeeze in and come down to the front and try to tighten up a little bit or move to the middle of the aisle, it'll help people from trying to trample you during the talk. And give just another couple seconds for everybody to get settled. So yeah, good morning and welcome to the second triannual DevOps Days Atlanta. We did this this happened back in 2013. I was not engaged with the group in Atlanta at that point in time. It's been a couple years. I think folks got busy with family and stuff, which is awesome. Go family stuff. My whole family's here today. Y'all probably met them at registration. And I'm really glad to have worked with the organizers we have this year. John Dyer, Tom Hall, Ian Buchanan, and Laura Little. Tom did a really good job of getting us all linked up together and off the ground. And yeah, I actually did the logo. That's a rip off the Allman Brothers Eat a Peach album. And Tom came up with the slogan, which I think is accurate, right? It's very much DevOps. And who knows that word? Who knows Kinevin? Anybody familiar with Kinevin model? We got a couple. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this come up in a talk again today, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. It means place of our multiple belongings. It's a Welsh word. You have a community. There's a place you work, an area of town you live in. How many people are from Atlanta? Yeah, go Atlanta. Who's in from out of town? Got a good chunk of people in. Yeah, there's people in from Minneapolis, from Boston, from Denver. Anybody in from out of the country? Ooh, we got a few. Y'all came just for this. Nah, maybe not. So we have a community. You're used to hanging out with a certain number of people at work, and you may be sitting with some of them now. But if you're, and you may not even know who I am, but if you're in this room, you're definitely my people, and we're glad you're here, okay? And you should make an effort to branch out a little bit today and meet more people in your community because our communities are nested, right? I know a lot of the people from out of town, when I go to their events, and now they're here, we're playing host this time, so that's the point of meeting in real life, right? And that is not a Kinevin model. That's Kinevin model. So this is by Dave Snowden, and it's a handful of things. But you move from simple to complicated to complex to chaotic. And you can Google this. There's lots of stuff out there. But things are complex and we're rugged. So even with this event, had we been doing this 2-3 years, I'd be trying to measure this thing on a scale of 1 to 5. We're bullion this year, like check mark, DevOps Days is here, right? And y'all really showed out. We did not think we were going to sell the event out. We really didn't. Y'all blew it up at the last minute. We're out of tickets. And there's some ruggedness that comes around that, some complexity that we have to adapt to. Like we didn't have enough t-shirts for everybody. We're going to get those mailed out at some point. So we appreciate your cooperation with that. And if y'all see anything that we can improve to make the experience better, please do let us know. And this is the original Eat a Peach album from the Allman Brothers. And that quote from Dwayne Allman, I like a lot. That was sort of inspiration for the logo, that when you're in a complex environment, you really have to, you've got to probe, sense, respond, right? It's about adaptability. And sometimes that adaptation and attempt to survive is viewed as some type of revolution, which it's not. And that's where this quote comes from. There ain't no revolution, only evolution, but every time I'm in Georgia, I eat a peach for peace. And the Eat a Peach line is actually from Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, a T.S. Eliot poem, which eating a peach, especially a good peach, is messy, right? But it's completely worth it, right? And that's kind of the view Dwayne had on life, is things are complicated, things do get complex, but the juice is worth the squeeze, so to speak, right? So, like this, for instance, does anybody know Falco on Tech 404? Anybody on Tech 404 Slack channel? So Falco was going to come do an Ignite talk, and it didn't work out. She's in Louisiana. She had to cancel, which was frustrating because we did want more female speakers. But come to find out, I did not recognize she was a woman by the handle, which, yeah, she said, I don't know why you would have. But yeah, she's a falconer. And this is sort of how the conversation went when she pinged me. I was like, holy crap, you've got a falcon. That's awesome. If you know anything about me, I'm really into biology and stuff. A lot of data, a lot of metrics she was throwing at me that I didn't understand. Cool stuff. And this is what I got back. Let's meet up, talk about falcon stuff. And main issue is living way out in the western suburbs. It's always pricey and time-consuming to get into town. Who agrees with that? Who from Atlanta thinks traffic's rough? So, yeah, if you've lived here long enough, you know all about it, right? That bumper sticker's been around forever. And really, Atlanta's a bigger city than we give it credit for. So when we're getting into bigger cities, when I go visit San Francisco, for instance, they don't have one big meetup in the middle of town. There's stuff in San Francisco, there's stuff in Oakland, there's stuff down in Silicon Valley. And that's something I want to encourage is meet people in your part of town, meet people in different part of town. I'd like to see more regional and more local meetups in different parts of Atlanta instead of us trying to get to one place just once a year. And yeah, that helps us get out of our shell, helps us give some perspective. So that's part of this too. I'm not an introvert, but I know we have a lot of introverts in the space. So be respectful, respect people's space, of course, but try to meet new people and be excellent to each other, right? You should have read the code of conduct. It is not too long. It's on the website. That is important. If you have any sort of problem, you don't feel comfortable, feel free to grab a hold of an organizer. We'll do what we can to help. We have the little red badges on the tag. And we've got people at registration, too, that can get a hold of us if need be. And we are DevOps Days Atlanta, and those are the hashtags we're using. So if you're not on Twitter, I do recommend it. That's where the DevOps community seems to be the most active, tech community in general. A lot of good stuff on there. And if you're tagging and tweeting with these throughout the day, we'll definitely bump that and get you boosted. It'll help everybody stay in the same stream. Of course, we want to thank our gold sponsors. This is another community thing. Sponsors and recruiters, we need to do a better job of getting along with them. These companies, along with the rest of our sponsors, really made today and tomorrow possible. So please go visit all the booths in the vendor hall, meet them, talk to them. They're cool people. We ask them to be cool. So, and we're glad to be back this year, and we're going to be back next year too. And that was like the most exciting thing when I was talking to Falco, and she was telling me she couldn't come. She didn't ask for a refund. She asked me to move her ticket to 2017 instead. And we definitely got that from a few people, including my buddy Michael down in the front row. He caught us a while back. But it wasn't even we necessarily want to organize, but please make sure we do this in Atlanta if we can. And that's something we're definitely going to try to do. We're already planning 2017. So, yeah, y'all sit back and relax. Let us know if we can do anything to improve it. And up next, we got Jeff Sussna.